Kevin Wido here with my colleague Steve Mensch at Scout Sync, and we're up here at Bristol Monday morning, just 3 days away from the 75th annual NFL Draft. Now, there's been a lot of trades going on last week, but I want to talk about the trade that didn't happen.
Cleveland made a lot of waves by saying they might move up into that first overall pick to get Sam Bradford, and they do need a quarterback. But the bottom line is it's not going to happen, and the reason is it's just too expensive. You're talking about giving up your first overall pick this year at the 7th slot, and then you're going to give up your first-round pick next year and a conditional mid-round pick. It's just too expensive for a team that has so many other needs.
I agree. I think Cleveland needs to stay in the 7th spot, and I think where they need to go is target Eric Berry, free safety. You know, obviously Kansas City could pick him up at 5, or Seattle could take him at 6. If that should happen, I think maybe you go with a guy like Earl Thomas, a dynamic player in the back end, very instinctive, great ball skills. If Thomas, if they don't take Thomas, I think you're going to see the first pass rusher come off the board. A guy like Derek Morgan out of Georgia Tech, or Jason Pierre-Paul out of South Florida. Even a possibility is Dan Williams, a nose tackle. You know, he has a chance to be a franchise nose tackle in this year's class. So, you know, he's a riser right now. And give me another riser on your board right now.
For me, it's Stanford running back Toby Gerhart. You know, when you watch him on film, he's a tough, balanced inside runner, but don't typecast him as a one-dimensional guy. He's quicker, and he can get to the outside a little more than you would think for a back his size. I wouldn't be surprised to see him come off the board in the late 2nd round range.
Yeah, he's more nimble feet than people will give him credit to on film. I'm going to go with a guy out of TCU. Jerry Hughes, probably one of the more pure pass rushers in this year's class, aside from Jason Pierre-Paul. Now, Hughes was a fringe first-round prospect a couple weeks ago. Now, after talking to a lot of scouts, I think you could see him moving in that 10 to 20 range, where there's a lot of teams like Jacksonville, Seattle, obviously Miami, Tennessee, looking for that edge rusher off the edge. And Jerry Hughes has had a long, productive career. We've talked about risers. Now, give me a faller on your board right now.
It's another running back, and it's a similar kind of running back, too. It's a power back in Tennessee's Montario Hardesty. He's very tough, very balanced as well. You like the way he works between the tackles. The concern with him is durability. He has a history of knee injuries, and his running style, he runs a little too high. And when you combine those two, it makes NFL general managers a little hesitant to go any earlier than maybe late in the 3rd, early in the 4th for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to go with a bigger name out of Florida, Joe Hayden. And I think it started at the Combine where it clocked in the low 4.6 range. You know, you talk to scouts, they have a little bit concerned about his ability to turn and recover once getting out of position. They think he's more maybe of a cover 2 underneath type corner. He's a playmaker. He's got very good ball skills, but you just wonder about the long top end speed. He doesn't play as fast as you would think. A guy like Alabama's Kareem Jackson is really making some headway and closing the gap between those two. And I wouldn't be surprised if he possibly was the first corner to come off the board just due to his overall feet and balance and man anticipation and man coverage skills. Well, there you have it. That's the latest buzz and news. Check back with us tomorrow and every day to and through the 75th annual NFL Draft.